Have you ever wondered why some professionals are always remembered? To the point where when they're not in the meeting, people can feel it, you can sense it. Well, that's what our 90-day Unforgettable Total Speakers program solves. And today I'm going to take you through the key frameworks that we use to be able to help any professional move from the ignored one, the forgotten one, to becoming the person that is unignorable, unforgettable, and unmatched. And this is not because you are not experienced or you don't not intelligent enough. It is all just because you haven't seen how all these tools come together to make you effective. So if you're ready, get your notepad. Ting. Let's get straight into it. So in our 90-day program, we use this framework: unignorable, unforgettable, and unmatched. And I'm going to break down for you why these three principles make you a total speaker. Starting off with being unignorable. I want to lay the scene for you. So you walk into the office for the first time in the organization you work in. And as you walk into that boardroom, the people are already seated at the table. Randomly seated. There's no order to it. When you're looking at them, without them having said a word, how do you know who is a senior stakeholder in the room? And why is it that you always just guess it right? And that is because people's presence has spoken for them before they've even said a word. When we think about being unignorable, it is usually in the small things that can make such a huge impact. From the way in which that person sits at the boardroom table, you can already sense this person is secure, they know who they are, and they most probably are the expert in the room. As well as from the way they are dressed. There's a certain outfit that says, I'm not saying pick me, but I'm saying I know what I'm doing. I'm saying I'm professional and I've paid attention to detail. And those are the small aspects that play such a huge role in being unignorable. So in our 90-day program, we have gone and taken it further than just the speaking. And we've invited an image consultant that has been doing this for years, for more than 8 years, where she helps professionals to be able to understand their body shape and how they dress, their skin tone and the undertones and which colors work. Because when it comes to communication, you are already speaking before you've opened your mouth. And as the public speaking coach of the program, I help you to understand how your nonverbal cues already play a role. From the expressions you are making. Are you sitting at that table like this? That means you're tired. You're done for the day. But the person that's sitting engaged is saying, I've got valuable contribution to make. And that's how I teach you how to place your body into a position where it's able to speak on your behalf before you've opened your mouth. And all of this is underpinned by being a confident person. So that is why within the program, we also focus on a big element, which is called confidence building, as well as confidence to speak. With confidence building, we have a personal development coach, and he's been coaching executives and professionals on how to be confidently themselves. I often say, we don't want to be the person that just talks the talk. You want to be able to be the person that walks the walk. And in that confidence building session, he breaks down how you see yourself is exactly how you speak. And being able to see yourself better is what helps you to speak better. And doing the work of identity, being able to place value on yourself. Now let's talk a little bit about the second part of our framework, which is being unforgettable. That in itself is a psychology. When we think about how we remember certain events in our life, how we just don't forget that specific lecture or teacher that we had in school and the impact they had, and hopefully the positive one. I know someone is thinking about the strict teacher, but I'm talking about the person that inspired you. When it comes to the art and the psychology of being unforgettable, it usually has to do with more than just the words. It has to do with the way in which the person introduced a topic. They'd either started off with a bit of a story telling you that, a few years ago, I was in the Kruger National Park, and as we were driving, I saw a lion. In them being able to help you to see things and not just hear things, they are already helping you to create the pictures of that which makes you unforgettable. And in our 90-day program, we take the time to teach you how to speak with color, how to speak in a manner that helps you to be able to take people places with the way in which you land your words. We also focus a big part on expression because we can all say the same thing, but we've heard this. It's not about what you said. It's about how you said it. And in that, we teach you voice variation, how to articulate what you mean, to ensure that what you're saying aligns with that which you're trying to get your audience to do or hear and understand. Another big part when it comes to being unforgettable has to be the element of connection. And we touch on this deep topic of vulnerability. Because one of the things that people try and do to ensure that they come across as perfect is to hide their vulnerabilities. But in actual fact, it is in your vulnerability that you create trust. It's in vulnerability that you create connection. So being able to genuinely express your emotion of excitement in front of an audience, it literally sends waves of excitement through that room as you express yourself in that manner. And we go deep into teaching you the power of vulnerability and how you're able to shift a conversation by being open to connecting with the people in front of you. And yes, there are some technical elements as well where we teach you what and how to assess audiences and understanding the psychology of different audience members. And all of that is also for the person that knows that more than just landing a message has to be landed strategically. And that is what we do in helping you frame your conversations so that they are strategically moving your audience from one point to another, but helping them to remember the most important things on the day. And then the last part of our framework is called being unmatched. That is me saying nobody's like you and nobody can be like you. There's certain elements about us as human beings that we can pick up some small aspects from other people, but then there are things that nobody can copy. And those are the things that make you authentically you. And once you start learning how to embrace the elements of yourself that make you you, place value on them, and be able to express them freely, speaking actually becomes fun. It's the first time you'll say, I enjoyed that conversation. I didn't have to change my accent. I enjoyed that conversation because I could throw in my little wit and I could be myself. Because being unmatched is ultimately what formulates the big concept of how people associate your speaking with who you are. And that's why we have a therapist in the program. Because there's so many of us that don't really know even who we are. And because of that, we're not able to express who we are. Or some of us that know who we are, but we don't like and love who we are. And she helps you to be able to build your esteem, to be able to see yourself as that valuable person, regardless of what you've been through and what you're going through. So when you look at this program, you'll realize that it's more than speaking that makes people unforgettable speakers. So let me just do a quick recap on what it is that you can expect in the 90-day program and how we are able to move you from just being another person in the workplace that speaks in meetings, but being a person that speaks and is unforgettable in meetings. So the first part of our framework is being unignorable. My dear, you have to dress for the part, but you need to do that by understanding your body. You need to sit at that table like the person that knows you were invited for a reason. And all of that speaks to the nonverbal communication. And when it comes to the second part, which is being unforgettable, here we are speaking about understanding how to strategically deliver a message in such a manner that it shows people things that they can't forget through the way in which you land your words, as well as looking at elements on how to strategically put the message together for the people you are meeting on that day. And then we look at how to be unmatched, which is the final part of the framework. And here we truly want you to start embracing who you truly are, because now that is what makes people really see you for who you are and what you can add to the table. I know you've enjoyed this segment, and I'd like to invite you to a free webinar where you and I can delve deeper on this topic around how you see yourself is how you speak. In the description below, you're going to find the link to the Unignorable Presence webinar. I can't wait to see you there. Remember, remain unforgettable.